Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night's race, which is WAOF1, and we are on a sprints race week, which is always cool. So we got short qualifying, followed by an 11 lap sprint race, and then 33 lap 50 percenter. So always cool, always fun, and Portugal. Done quite a few races at Portugal recently, both racing and comms. Let's hope that continues tonight. Just getting Baz in, who is our interview this evening. It's a pretty quality interview. Uh, Come on, Baz. Go. Hello, Baz.
Hello,
Hello.
Hilly.
All right. Just make sure you've
Hello.
included your audio, please, mate.
Yeah, just tick the box.
Excellent. Right. Well. Oh, you just left. Come back, Baz. Come back. Back. Hello. Hello. Right. You might need to include your audio again because leaving. All done? It's ticked, yeah? Excellent. Awesome. Okay, hello Baz. I've never spoken to you before, I don't think. So nice to hear your voice. And yeah, don't say it. It's right, the championship, and you're currently yeah. Okay, well, cool. If you could, it wouldn't it be nice if you could start coming a bit more regular then. But it's the first one's always the most difficult. But you have um. Ah, right, yeah. Okay, and that was seriously good. And when I look at some of the people you're actually ahead of, as a Meat Burrow, obviously, is you are ahead of him at the moment. Freeman, um, you're ahead of at the moment, so no, fair play to you. Is so. Oh, what's he done? There it is. That is a sort of a downer point. So you're down in P9 at the moment with Mercedes. Um, having said that, you could do with a good result. Really, you just start. Um, but yeah, no, fair play. Right, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's the same for me. You keep cutting out as well when you're talking, so it's a bit difficult. I don't know if that's coming or not, but yeah. Well, let's do the right. So first of all, we got the always start with the easiest. What's your favourite colour? Okay, what's your favourite food? Your favourite drink? favourite singer or band? And it could be past or present. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. What's your favourite Formula One track? Nice. That is the GOAT track. Okay, favourite. Okay. Who is your favourite Doctor Who? Okay. Who's your favourite Formula One driver? Okay. And the big question: who is your favourite PRF1? Sorry, not PRF1. I've done it again. This is the second time I've done this. It's because I wrote the questions for the other league. Your favourite WAOF1 admin? I'm gonna get told off by WoW. That's it. uh, so yeah, your favourite WAOF1. Who did you say? Who did you say then? I missed it. Oh, whale. Oh, okay. Uh, he is. He's all right, and he's all right. Right, one last one then before you leave. Great question, everybody loves. So, if you could be fair enough. That's yeah, that's a good answer. I like that one. Well done. That literally, I just can I be honest with you? We just got to, and he said spoon. That's even better. um, right. Okay. Look. Yeah. Nice. You too, Baz. All the best, man. Bye bye. Okay. Afraid. Can someone just confirm that you can hear me? Okay. Have I just done a whole interview with nobody being able to hear anything? Um, hopefully it comes through on the stream alright. On the recording. Right, I think there's a Ferrari out first. I'm not sure. You can see one of the Ferraris. Gaza is retired. That is actually because he's got a qualifying ban. Okay. I guess for Gaza, I don't know. Is getting a qualifying ban for a sprint race a good thing because you can still qualify in the sprint? Technically, you still race the sprint, so you can make your way up the grid a bit. But obviously, you do miss out on the opportunity of strong points, I suppose, in the sprint. That would be the main worry. Um, right. I've just checked myself, and you guys can hear me, can't you? Because I can hear myself on the stream. I've got the stream on myself, and I can hear it. Um, right, okay, anyway. Let's move on. So, Sainty here, reserving tonight, of course. Awesome driver. Very, very fast. See how he gets on. Daguna first over the line, and I actually thought Sainty was first on track. That's why I was on him. But Daguna first over the line, 28.526. Moomin, 28.252. See what the weather conditions are going to be for the rest of it. Portsmouth does have quite a bit of rain, to be fair. Sainty goes fastest in 28.1. And what you'll see most likely is a lot of these guys will probably gradually improve as we go through the session. So operator into P5, 31.0, Fatal 31.5. This is Dorian on his way round. Okay, Dorian over the line, 130.3. That puts him into P8, just behind Well, who's crossed the line on the 29.8. Let's go to everyone's favourite admin, Oozers, 130.7, goes into P9. Nice start to the evening for Oozers. P. Yellow flag just ahead of it. Oh, there's a McLaren who's gone off track to help him. It's got away, but unfortunately, I don't know whether that made Wolfie take his eye off of things, but he's just invalidated there. Track as well. Some guys coming round. So who's this? This is a debutant. Let's do the hilly halt at with this driver then. So this is Mamo or Mamo, who is a debutant reserve tonight. Across this line, obviously in the dry, you'd have the DRS open, but in the wet, not allowed. So I suspect a lot of what we just saw is because I was losing connection rather than it actually happening. To be honest, guys, I will. Right, just getting back in now, guys. Oh, Gooner's invited me. Thanks to Gooner. Right then. Looks like Dorian got kicked as well. He's just joined back. Just load in, and here we go. Sainty has retired from the session. Everybody's still using intermediates as it stands. I think James might be on a lap here. Early part of the lap. Just coming up through towards the end of sector 1. And nice improvement in the first sector. Very wet, isn't it? I don't think for a second that we're going to get towards dries by the end of this session. I think it's going to stay intermediates all the way through. So Whoopi goes fastest for Aston, 127.3. And well, I mean that is a massive improvement on the previous provisional pole times. So I just wonder, whatever happens to Sainty when we weren't in the lobby, just wonder if he's going to end up dropping right down the order here. Going to end up with 2 Ferraris down at the back somewhere. Doesn't take much. If the track just improves a little bit, the actual racing line gets dry enough, the times start tumbling. And here you go, James goes into P2 on a 27.8, so he's into the 27s. I think we're going to see these times starting to tumble. So, right, Gooner has just come around to start a hot lap, so let's do the hilly hot lap with the Gooner. So, as a thank you to him sending me an invite. So, as I said before, usually have the RS open. We head down to turn 1, probably down to 4th in these conditions. No, 5th for the Gooner. Very easy to invalidate on the outside, so just be a bit careful with that. Slow right-hander. Traction becomes very low here, and even worse in these conditions, so be careful through the left-hander. This take us up to the end of sector 1, where the Gooner is almost quarter of a second up, down to the heavy braking, probably slowest corner on the track, I'd imagine. Left-hander, quite difficult again on the exit with the old traction, so just be a bit careful. This right-hander is usually just a very slight lift through the right-hander, and then down into this, probably the most difficult corner of the circuit, exit on the uphill, which again makes the traction extremely difficult, very easy to spin it, and into this odd sort of corner. Actually, it's a kind of your brake as you're turning, skill in itself if you don't use ABS. Come round into another tight left-hander. A lot of corners like this are tight, sort of heavy braking, tight corners around Portsmouth, and then this one opens up onto the straight. Now this right-hander in the dry, easily flats out. Wet like this, you've just got to be a bit careful. You're never off the power, but it's just got to be a bit careful is all. 9/10 improvement for the Gooner. He's also into the 27s and goes P4 just behind his teammate. Since we last looked, Whale has gone fastest on the 27.0, Moomin P2 on the 27.2. Adams, another debutant tonight, by the way. Seeing him in a bit. Here is Reed, just gets that shape. Lose by nearly 2 seconds, so it goes into P9. But that would have lost him a lot of time. A very fast part of the circuit, that little bit of oversteer. Let's come down to... Oh, he's just invalidated. Taylor is off track, and I'm very close to getting stuck there, but he's moving. Just be careful on this track. It's very quick to disqualify people, but he is heading in the right direction. I think he was struggling a little bit to actually see where he was going and how to rejoin the track, but yeah, plenty of time in a way for Taylor to get a new set of boots, I would imagine, and then go out again. So they'll be pretty hot, having gone through the gravel and that. Going into pits. Anybody else? Chunky on an improvement. Sets of 1. Sorry, getting a lot of lag, as I said. Weather's horrendous here. We've got a bit of almost like a mini storm going on. Oh, I see. Okay, Taylor put a little chat thing in. Just says his first lap's on using a wheel. So I'd imagine, I don't use a wheel myself, but I'd imagine that's an experience all in its own. Chunky, just in the latter part of the lap then. And the final corner, nice and steady through the final corner. It looks like it is getting a bit drier through there, you know. And that's a 27.0 from Junkie. Very, very close to getting into the 26s. And there are a couple of drivers in the pits with a set of softs on ready to come out as the Red Bull spins there. I don't know. Racing J or Freeman? That was Freeman. No, Racing J down in P13 at the moment, and he absolutely thrives in these conditions. So I'm just waiting to see. I can't. Unfortunately, we've got a continuous yellow flag in set to 1 at the moment. Hopefully, about to disappear. 3 minutes 50. He needs to make a decision. He needs to come in, really, doesn't he, in case of the softs, or is he going to complete the lap? Whoopi goes fastest, 26.9, so we're into the 26s now. 26.9 for Racing J as well, just slightly slower than Whoopi, so into P2. Well, Whale has changed back to intermediates, although he's still not come out yet. Daguna is still sat in the pits on a set of softs, but I mean, looking at the track, I don't know what you guys think, but looking at the track, to me it doesn't look dry enough. And with 3 minutes to go, you've got to make that call. So you either just risk it for a biscuit, but I don't think on this occasion it's going to dry up quick enough. But we'll see, obviously. James Adam here, say also a debutant tonight, reserve. Teammate in Moomin in the McLaren, and is doing very nicely at the moment, 27.3. Has the McLarens in P5 and P6. James is the driver in 6th. Mamo, or Mamo. Coming round to start their lap. Back with them. Currently in P11 with a PB of 28.1. Somebody just jumps up. Who was that? I mean, that was Operator. Yeah, Operator's just jumped up into P11. 28.1. Nice lap from Operator. At the moment, Sainty's just waiting to see just how far he'll fall. Apologies, we missed that. I can only assume he's crashed on track. I can't imagine he would have retired in the pits on that time. So, ooh, coming up to a bit of traffic. One car on each side of the road. Actually split themselves quite nicely. That wasn't too bad at all. A few cars doing that, which is taking a bit too much curve on the right hander. It is a nice improvement though from Mamo. Very steady, isn't he? Very, you know, not trying to go too fast. You know, that's a mistake a lot of people make in these conditions. As Freeman goes fastest, laid on, so it's 26.8. Minute and 10 left until the checkered flag, and that's the second improvement from Mamo. Ooh, I wouldn't have backed out. You ain't got time to go round again, Mamo. Should have carried on. It's second improvement, puts him into P7 on a 27.1. It's a nice time. Oh, that's Daguna. He's on slicks. He's going into the pits. Yeah, the track's nowhere near it, is it? Yes, you weren't listening to me. Then Racing J said he likes these conditions, 25.4. But James Adams, 25.1. Could that be a debut pole position? This track is clearly drying out. There are huge improvements that they put in. We are with one of the Alfa Romeos. There's a yellow flag. Daguna retires from the session, but he was into the pits in a way. Just keeping it inside the line there. And Whale goes fastest. Another huge improvement. The track is improving all the time. 24.5, a 6/10. Well, it's more like 5/10 actually, quicker than James. Really could be the old last one over the line takes pole. And you can see, look at the amount of speed he's going through the final corner with there, lead, and shows you just how much it's improved. And he flies up into P4. Very nice improvement. James not improving. Racing J, nope, not improving. Junkie is improving. He's just coming through towards the final corner. And just like Reed, look, so the amount of speed they're taking through there now. And that's P3 for Junkie. That's his best qualifying of the season. And I think that's it, actually. Looking down, I don't think anybody else is left out there. We're just waiting for people to pit. So it is pole position for Whoopi on 1 minute 24.3. Well in P2, Junkie P3, James Adams in P4 and debut. What a debut. And what a qualifying for Junkie as well. Superb. Reed, in the end, finishes P5. So I don't know what the conditions we're expecting for the rest of the evening, but yeah, I've just seen Wales put a comment saying that's a lovely mixed up grid, and it is indeed. Look at it. Reed in P5, Racing J P6, Operator in P7. What a lap from that Operator. Well done, buddy. Absolutely superb. Freeman in P8, Fatal P9, Mamo on debut P10. Well done. Yeah, brilliant Fatal as well. P9, superb. Damir P11. Moomin in 12, Taguna 13, Baz, who we talked to before, in 14, James 15, Sainty 16, Oozer 17, Taylor 18, Dorian 19, and Gaza, who has the qualifying ban, so is going to start the sprint from the back of the grid. Sam Mamo, P10, my go. Fair play. Whoopi loves the interconditions on this game. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised to see you say that after you've taken a pole position in them. I bet you don't say that if after you've had a spin in them, though. But yeah, nice mixed up grid for the sprint. Let's hope, though, looks like it's going to be dry for the sprints, so let's hope maybe some of the faster guys that have come through the field a little bit, just keep it a bit careful, nothing silly. Yeah, it's true, Whoopi, actually, to be fair. But, yeah, any faster drivers that got to make their way through the field, just bear in mind, slower drivers are drivers too. Can't all be lightning fast. Slower drivers are people too. That's what I should have said in it. So drivers are people too. Let's see how we get on here. I love Portimao. I think it's a great track. Never been one of my better tracks since it's been in the game, I must admit. I'll hold my hand up to that. But having said that, I have won league races here, so you know, I don't mind. Well, I've won a league race here, and I've won a pre-season race here as well. It's yeah, so I say it's not one of my better tracks actually. It's probably the only track I've won more than once at, so it can't be that bad. Now, to be fair, actually no, I won 2 league races here and a pre-season race. Have I? No, 1 and yeah, I won a league race here, which I then left the league about a week later because I didn't like the way people spoke in the Discord. And yeah, I won the pre-season race. But, well, Whoopi was driving in. If I remember rightly, Whoopi was chasing me down at the end because it was wet there, wasn't it, Whoopi? And I stayed out on full wet. She went to winters and was chasing me down at the end. And I think we finished about 3 temps away from each other, or 7 temps. I can't remember. It was less than a second anyway. And you chased me down from about 30 seconds behind. I think that's right. It's either that one, or it's the one where I stayed out on hards, having pitted on lap... Yeah, no, that's the one, wasn't it? I pitted lap 4 under a safety car to hards, and stayed on them to the end of the race, and they were absolutely dying. And I was losing well over 3 seconds a lap to Whoopi at the end. He was chasing me down, and I ended up crossing the line. I think it was about 7 temps ahead of him. It's a great race. Loved that one. So the other race that I won was the wet one. Oh no, I have won 2 league races here. I won a 100% race here in ERC as well. That was the wet one. That was the being chased down right at the end by EXO. So, anyway, enough of my triumphs. Out onto the formation lap. And see Whoopi on mediums. I'd imagine everybody's on mediums, unless somebody wants to use a set of hards. No, everybody on mediums, as expected. Let's get some details up. So we will see some lagging tonight, guys, I'm afraid. There's nothing I could do about it, so... Servers haven't been great recently, if I'm absolutely honest with you, for us streamers. But I don't think this is the servers, this is me having a bit of trouble because of the weather. We shall persevere and we shall get through. And we shall see some great racing, I'm sure. Obviously, strategy is just to race through to the end. No pit stop required in a sprint race. And it's 11 laps this one, as you can see. Which is probably about right for a set of mediums here. It could probably go a little bit longer. But in terms of how many laps they'll feel pretty good for, I'd imagine 11's about right. So you would take them a bit longer for probably 14 laps or so, I'd imagine. But yeah, the few laps after, they probably would feel a bit tired, a bit worn. So here we go, in a way. So start to line up on the grid. So we've had qualifying, well, we've effectively had qualifying for the qualifying. And now we've got the sprint race, which is the actual qualifying. Remember, the top 8 do score points. So, yeah, in terms of races to miss, cars, see, this is probably not the best one, being a sprint race. The option for challengers, mainly Reed, I guess, to pick up some additional points. This start could be interesting, you know. I've just realised Whoopi is an absolute legend of a starter, but Whale has got the host advantage, so you'd expect Whale to get ahead, but oh no, Whale has a moment off the line. Whoopi disappears. But Whale's going to get bogged down here. The car's just running slightly off track. You can always do that as a defence mechanism around here, you know, because it's so easy. So easy. If somebody does get a run on the inside, that they run towards the outside and hit you. Not do it deliberately, but it's just so easy to do. The inside here is Racing J of Whale. Fine move from Racing J. Left plenty of room. Whale tried to defend it, but a very good move indeed from Racing J. Well, immediately looks like he's coming under a bit of pressure from Junkie Emperor. But Whoopi, what a start, and he's 2 seconds up the road already, look. What a superb start. Battling going on here between the McLaren and the Red Bull of Moomin and Freeman. This is for P8. In terms of starters, I'd say what a great start to the race though. Don't look like anybody's had any problems as such. Mamo and Operator have dropped right down to the back, so I don't know if something maybe happened between those two, but or whether they have just dropped down due to a poor start, I don't know. But and that, our biggest gainers off the start are up 6 places, and that's Dagooner, Sainty. Well, Gaz has just become the biggest gainer. He's up 7 now, up into P13. So he's making his way through the field from the back very quickly. He may put himself... Oh, and Freeman's round, which is only going to help him. So he may put himself in a position to maybe get into the back end of the points. Battle going on here between James Adams and Reed. James Adams, extremely impressive in his debut qualifying, but a bit of contact with Reed. Touches the back of him and spins it, and then Taylor immediately after spins it as well, and he recovers. So, learning on wheel, by the way, Taylor, so certainly giving some leeway in the next few weeks. I'd say fair play to him. I'm not there yet. So things starting to happen. Whale is, since being overtaken, Whale is just about managing to stay with Racing J. Now, obviously, DRS is now active this lap. But Whoopi, if anything, has just extended the lead ever so slightly. Right, Moomin has had to come into the pits. Well, Reed looks to recover, gets ahead of Soklovic. That puts him into P12. He's immediately onto the back of Baz. So Reed, Gearley, he needs to pick up points. It doesn't really matter how many. He wants to pick up as many as he can, obviously. But he absolutely wants to pick up points here, Reed, in both race and sprint race. So he's got an opportunity with Carsey not here to narrow the gap. Whale has done just that. He's narrowed the gap to Racing J. With DRS active now. It's certainly close enough, Whale, at the moment, if he can hold on to the gearbox. It was a bit difficult through this last part of the track just to stay on the back of the car ahead. Long sweeping corners, so if you're right on the gearbox, you get the dirty air. But, that's why he's caught back up, though. Whale, he sticks in the fastest lap of the race. Moomin picks himself up a penalty, having taken a pit stop. Obviously, Moomin. Whale is going to have a chance on the outside. So, Racing J squeezes him a bit much there. Ends up slightly off, but I don't think there was any contact or anything, just a bit of squeezing going on. I don't think the stewards will punish that. If it was a multiple times, then that might be a different matter. Sticking with this one, it's our best battle at the moment, but there are other battles, so keep an eye as best we can. Gunnar very close to the back of James Adams. In fact, I think that is going to be a better opportunity. Well, it looks like he just dropped off him slightly. Yeah, the Gunnar unfortunately is rinsed his ERS, so he will find it difficult to get past anyone with no energy, and because of that, Sainty able to have a look, but Sainty herself not very much ERS, so sprint race people using it a lot more freely. Sainty doing well from where he started, from 16th on the grid, up 9 places. Oh, but he's round, and it's out. Will that be a safety car? Don't think so, will it? Yeah, it will. It will. It is a safety car. And that would be Sainty starting from the back. Goodness me. That car really went on him very quickly. Oh, what was that? Oh, that was just somebody slowing down to the Delta. So, Gaza up 12 places then. Unfortunately, because of his teammate's retirement, that does put him into the points. So, well, good for Gaza. Obviously not good for Ferrari. It's, what's to say, it is just the sprint races. Main event, a lot different. Hard to say, are we going to see any pitters? Oozers is in. I don't think anybody further up's likely to pit because the amount of track position they would lose, it's just not worth it. But Ferruza's here, and Freeman is going to come in, and I thought Moomin might have come in as well, but he's going to take the two positions instead. So, yeah, onto softs, Ferruza's. Well, they're both going to go on softs, obviously. Oh, I see. Moomin was actually already on softs, so yeah, he's just happy to have the opportunity to catch up, I guess. So, well, I guess Whoopi won't be too over the moon with the safety car. He had a nice little gap at the front. It's looking like taking pole position again and a sweet 8 points as well. But it's going to have to work a little bit for it. As it stands right now, just looking at where Freeman is. We're on lap 7 with the safety car. It's going to take a while for Freeman to catch up from where he is. I think he should do. Taylor pits to a set of softs as well. I don't think he's going to lose any places, is he? It's going to be tight. The Boozers might go past, actually, yeah. Does. So, Boozers up in 2P17. But, surely, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be touch and go whether Freeman catches the safety car so it comes in this lap or not. Doesn't look like he's driving slowly, so here he is. Well, he is driving quite slowly, but strange one. Well, surely he wants the safety car to come in. Surely he wants more laps on the softs to be able to get past people. Guys, he's not going a bit quicker, but no, I don't think he is going to catch it then. So it looks like lap 8 is going to be under safety car as well, so we'll have 3 racing laps to the end of the sprint. So after the sprint, guys, bear in mind we will take a quick break. So any drivers listening, please make sure you don't ready up. There will be a break after the sprint. Oh no, the safety car is coming in, isn't it? That was a late call. Hang on, is this a glitch? The safety car's not come in. It says it has, but it's not. It's on track. I'm gonna have to be careful. I'm not. Oh, it's a glitch. It's a glitch. There's the safety car in front of us. It's definitely still there. It's going to cause huge confusion through the field. Oh, passes it, Oozers, and we're all going to be thinking, what is going on? But, oh dear. Just going to have to persevere with it. We're not calling a restart on a sprint on lap 8 of 11, so it should come in. The last time I saw this happen was a long time ago, actually, but it did come in the end of the next lap, so people's sprints are going to be ruined, I'd imagine. So the guys at the front can work out pretty quickly that something's gone wrong, so You know, they're still following around in the correct order, and that's fine. It's the guys further down where it gets very confusing for them as to what's happening. They're ready to go. Shouldn't be any position changes going on. I know there's no yellow flags, but shouldn't be changing positions. May well get looked at. Whoopie slows it right down. Oh, there's a little touch on Mason J there, but away he goes. Safety car, thankfully, did actually come into the pits this time. And we are back underway. I've got to say well done to the lads, actually. On the whole, they've done really well there. I was just say, there was bound to be massive confusion down through the field, but I think on the whole, I think they did really well to deal with that, because that is a really difficult thing. So, very close to well there. There's a couple of changes going on, and that's operator round. Was a bit of contact. So it's the track. Baz is pitted as well. Let's give it some movement. He's on the soft tyres. Sokovic. Oh, I don't know where Sokovic's got damage. He seems to be moving out of the way for people. Numa will now try and get after Mamo. Now on the soft tyres, so he's bound to be quick. This has done 6 laps on them, but bear in mind that, you know, a good half of those were under safety cars, so they're not anything like as worn as they would have been if it was race laps. In fact, race laps, that'd be pretty much end of life for softs. Some race laps, 6 laps. They'll probably go a little bit longer than that, not much longer. They really do wear quickly around here. Well, they wear quickly around everywhere, but even more so here. Interesting seeing the battle. Sorry, just to nip to Uzers and Soklovic, who are having a battle as well. So, Uzers to the inside and makes the move nicely. Outbreaks his opponent. So I think, well, I can't see any obvious signs of damage on Soklovic's car, but I don't know, he seemed to be moving out the way for people earlier on, so I assume that there was. Oh, and who's that? That's James Adams. Oh, the debutant. Not 100% sure. Caught the inside curb, maybe. It could have been a contact. It could have been too much inside curb that just spun the car around. It's a difficult one. Can't see any... No, there's no damage on the front of the car, which would... It's not always the case, but it often signals that there wasn't any actual contact. So... lag on for Racing J there. Oh, now Junkie Emperor's dropping down. I think he's had a trip off track at turn 1 by the looks of it. Oh, and that's Oozers! Ah, oh, Oozers! On the final lap. Spins it round. Yeah, I don't think he's made any contact with anything. I think that's just a spin. We all know how low the traction is there. It's so easy to spin there. Oh, these two go side by side. That was quite aggressive. Taylor through. Ahead of Mamo. No advantage of those nice soft tyres. Gaz up. This is the problem with the safety car. They may choose to restart it. I mean, just restart. But, Whoopi, in a way, takes pole position the main race and 8 points. Racing finishes 3rd. The Gunner finishes 4th for James in 5th. Gaza . A couple of very valuable points. Newman, P9 then, Dorian, Mamo, 12, Sokolovic, 13, Taylor, 4, 15th in the end. Count down the rest in just a yeah, I mean we don't award a driver of the day for the sprint race, but if we were going to, I think it would have to be Gaza. Up 14 places, superb result. I think if you'd have told him before the sprint that he was going to end up 6th place, 6th on the grid for the main race, he'd have probably bit your hand off at that. So yeah, that's very good result indeed. So operator was P16, Freeman 6, 7. Operator was P15, Freeman 16, Oozers in 17th, James Adams in 18th, and Baz the Ninja and Sainty will start from the back row of the grid. I was going to look at the incidents, but unfortunately it's just skipped it on instead. Now. Hey Sainty, thanks for joining, mate. Yeah, I'm glad the safety car came in, but that must have been a nightmare for everyone. Just double checking Discord, see if anything's been said. Oh, guys, it's got the whole family watching. Oh dear. I hope they like my voice. Okay. No, nothing said about a restart, guys. So we will take our break. There is a message from Wales to say that the race start will be at 8:53. I'm going to take a quick break. I definitely need a coffee, so I'm going to grab a coffee, and we'll be back for the race start. And I'll see you shortly. Okay, guys. Back with you. Yeah, a few questions going on in Discord, but nothing changing, but just carrying on. That's good to hear, Taylor. Good luck, friend. And keep an eye on you, see how you get on. But expecting a competitive one, I'll tell you that much. Hard Portimao, there's no guarantee that a safety car will occur around here in the main race. I know we just had one in the sprint. It might make you think it could happen, but well, it could happen. Of course, it could, but there's no guarantee a safety car will. So I think because of that, you're better off making sure you've got enough fuel for the race, really, instead of under fueling around here. But it does play in to strategy quite big. So certainly, without a doubt, these days, the preference seems to be that you start a race on hards and move to mediums for the second stint. You may even extend some tracks. You may even keep the hards on and go for softs at the end. It could be a very fair strategy. But around here, I got a feeling we're probably going to see more medium starters than hards. Let's take a look. No, I'm completely wrong. The vast majority of drivers are starting the race on hards. Our pole position sitter isn't, so we've got probably the two best starters in P1 and P2. Whoopi's taking that seriously, and he's starting on the softs to give himself the best launch. Daguna also starting on the softs. So both Aston Martins, that's clearly a planned strategy. They will be fast. Don't get me wrong. Both of those guys will be fast at the start of this race. But the softs do begin to wear quite quickly. So, if no safety cars occur, they aren't going to go much more than about 8 laps at the most, I'd imagine, before pitting. Is it an indication that they're intending to two-stop? Don't know. The game's predicting a one-stop still, soft to hard. But we should have to see. Could make them very slow later in the race. What's to say? Yeah, Taylor, it's going to take you some time to get used to it, mate. So, I've seen some people have said to me it took them about a month. I've had other people say it took them about 3 months. So, you know, it seems to be a personal thing how long it takes you to get used to using a wheel. But yeah. Well, we know the front Aston Martin will be, particularly on softs, is going to launch air. Racer J's another great starter, but starting on the hards, you wouldn't expect him to get in front. I think it's a big question over whether they could keep Daguna behind. Racer J and well. Freeman further down the field in P16, starting on the softs. Our only medium starters, by the way, are Gaza, Operator, and Baz. That's the only 3 drivers starting on medium tyres. So 3 on mediums, 3 on softs, 14 on hards. So, gearing up, 5 lights on, and away we go. And as expected, Whoopi does fly off the line, and the second Aston Martin is coming up to the outside of the Red Bull. And the outside at turn 1, still side by side. And the 2 soft starters, well, cars. Start with a race driving like this, by the way. You've just got to be careful. You've got to be on the screen. If you're somebody that doesn't play the game yourself, on the screen you get arrows coming up, so you'll see a red arrow if somebody is in a close proximity to you. You've just got to be so aware of it when you're sort of in the mid to further down pack. Up the front, of course, it's the bonus of qualifying up the front, is you've got a lot more space, a lot more room. So Soklovic has had a moment, dropped to the back, and now Sainty's had a moment. Whether that was a contact or not, I don't know, but he's had a moment and is down to the back. So, with his pace, he'll soon catch up, I've no doubt about that. Reed getting ahead then of Racing J. Racing J had a moment, he's dropped a few places. Done. So he's dropped down to 6th, so he's lost out there to Reed, Wales. As it continues his march through. But Reed so there, I think with operator, and operators end up round. And rejoins in P19. But yeah, I mean, Reed is in the absolute perfect place, the exact place actually, with the strategy currently going on in the race. The exact place that Carty probably doesn't want to see him. Being Carty's main challenger. Now obviously in these early exchanges, the Aston Martins are bound to extend the lead out at this point, and it looks like Moomin's round. He is at the final corner. Not a usual place to have a spin there. Oh look, somebody else is Oh, that was the other McLaren. So both McLarens off. Did they have contact with each other? Or was it just coincidence? We shall never know. Bad lag in there on his car, but I don't know if it's me or him. Mamos looks a lot more stable. Nothing really going on there. Really for a battle, we've got to come up here. So this battle going on between Reed, Whale, Gaza, and then not too far behind is Racing J. But again, then directly behind Racing J's got Taylor. It's not liking the onboard at the moment, so I think I'm going to have to stay away from that a little bit. Oh, goodness me, I get an absolute massive lag. What's going on? Told you the weather was bad, didn't I? Yeah, yeah, I do apologise, guys, if it's coming through on the stream for you. But it's definitely struggling for me at the moment. Not ideal for me, actually, for tomorrow. I've got the first race of the season tomorrow. I've been practicing like mad for, and Taylor and Racer J. So apparently this, whatever storm this is going to hit us hardest tomorrow. Fingers crossed it's cleared up maybe by the time of the race. And that's a McLaren and its movement. To recover. Portimao is proving to be an absolute nightmare for the McLarens as it stands at the moment. And he's on the outside as well. Oh, really? Carsey's saying it took him over half a year. Late. And, yeah, brilliant for him. You're absolutely right. Freeman. Oh, Freeman's dropping down. Where is he? Where is he? He's off track. Rejoins. Yeah, it's down at turn. He spun it. It turns like turn 1 and 2 sort of area, hasn't he? And, yeah. I doubt that's the first time he's done that, and I doubt it'd be the last time. Very, very easy to do. So, certainly, if you had to pick a driver of the day today, this man would have to be right in there with a shout, having started today, so started from the very back. I think Reed would have to be up there as well because his recovery from the sprint after spinning is now running P3 in the main race. But you can't take it away from Whoopi as well. You know, he's been absolutely fantastic. Pole position, won the sprint, leading the way in the main race. And they seem to be working as a team at the moment, the Astons as well. So, just bear in mind, it's... I shouldn't... You know, don't assume just because they got a 5-second gap that they're actually in prime position here. If this is a no safety car race, they will be being chased down later on like nobody's business. So I think these guys, Reed may be 5 seconds behind, but he's very much in with a shout of winning this race as it stands. So, Race and Jen Taylor continue their battle. Sainty further down. It's past Damir Soklovic, so that's up into 15th. And so I'm just going to drop down there actually because Freeman right onto the back of Fatal Defiance. Fatal on the hards, Freeman on the softs. As I say, I don't see the softs doing much any more than about 8 laps, so we're completed 6 already. Oh, that's not ideal for Reed. He's first. Well, no, he's second to pick up a penalty. No, he is first to pick up a penalty. And then Operator picks one up immediately after. So that was Freeman then. Getting past Fatal Defiance with the DRS down to turn 1. Nicely done. And he'll now look to see if he can get after Dorian. But as I say, he's going to be pitting very soon. Got to just keep an eye on the gap between Reed and Baguna. It's looking pretty stable at 5.2 at the moment, so that should start moving in Reed's favour. Any battles at the moment? Still these two, of course. Oh, who's that? That's Freeman. Having got past Fatal Defiance, he's had a spin. That's it, the difficult right-hander. We all know about that one, don't we? Because it's because you exit on such a steep uphill, it makes it really difficult. And our leader is in. Our leader is in. So 7 laps he's done on the soft tyre. Obviously, Aston, I guess they needed to do this. Didn't expect really anyone to be going over 8 laps on the softs, so it goes to the hards. So the intention most certainly is to go to the end of this race. I have to say, with a 5-second gap, well, yeah, slightly more actually for Whoopi. It's more like 6 seconds to Reed. Oh, and that's a safety car. Can you believe it? How's your luck, Whoopi? Well, it's a bit better than Operators. It's this Operator that's ended up out. I don't know if something's happened with Oozers. I'm not sure. He appears to be halfway down the straight. That's the thing. He's halfway down the pit straight. So I'm not quite sure how he's managed that one. Oh, this has been a contact, but how do you make contacts on a straight? As you can see, it is a full safety car. And I'm sorry to say, I think Reed has picked up a drive-through. He has indeed. Reed. Oh, he's going to be fuming with himself. So where did Whoopi come out? He's come out in P14 and this safety car. You will not be happy to see this safety car. Laguna will. As much as their teammates, there will be, I am positive that there will be a bit of a wry smile from Laguna, because he knows full well he will exit the pits way ahead of his teammate. So, here we go. There is Laguna, and Whoopi is down in P10. Look, he's just approaching turn 1. Absolute nightmare for Whoopi, that. As Freeman picks himself up 5 seconds. That's always irritating because you're probably going to have to come back round and go in again. He's on the right tyre, so he can't, not really, because he'd have to... Well, if he wants to get rid of the 5 seconds, Freeman, I think he's going to end up having to come round, pit again, put on a set of softs or something, go round again, pit again, and put the hards back on. And for that to happen, of course, he needs the safety car to stay out long enough to do it. So, which I think it should, in all fairness. I don't think it would come in until he catches it. Just might extend the safety car period for us. There was a little change of position between Dorian and Laguna there. It really shouldn't be happening under safety car. Look, what's he doing? What's Laguna doing here? I'm not too sure what he's doing. Well, if Dorian ended up... I think... The only thing I could think is that Dorian actually took the position off him, but the game's not telling him to give it back, so he's trying to indicate to Dorian, look, you need to drive off track and give me that place back. That's the only thing I could think, but... No point, don't get yourself into trouble for it, Laguna. You're in far too good a position. Going to the end of this race, this safety car is perfect for Laguna. Can't state that enough. So doesn't need to worry about that. Just take it on the chin, carry on. It's not the end of the world. Laguna is in absolute prime position to win this race. And even though I said it was a nightmare safety car for Whoopi, only because he's lost out to his teammate, someone's ended up round. Dorian's ended up round. For all that, Dorian spun. What's he doing? Carsey, what's going on, man? What's he doing? And more important in my eyes, why is the game not giving him a penalty? So, I'm going to be honest, he's going to be in trouble with that. He's definitely going to be in trouble with the stewards for that. That one's been caught on stream completely against the rules, so he will be in trouble for that, I'm afraid, Dorian. Love you, man, but so anyway, in terms of strategy, the safety car, in all honesty, is a nightmare for all of the guys that started on hards. Anybody who started softs or mediums is perfect for it, so just switch to the hards, you're going to the end. Losers is into the pit. He's coming off the hards that he started the race on. As I say, De Gooner, P7 at the moment. All 6 drivers ahead of him started on the hard tyres and will need to pit before the end of this race. And he's got a couple of drivers in between him and Whoopi as well. James and Sainty as well. They're not going to be easy for Whoopi to get past, so you know. Say the teammates, I'm sure they're much more interested in getting the best result for Aston Martin, which is a real massive chance for a 1-2 here today. And there's a confirmation safety car in this lap. Uzo's just catching up. I don't think he's got any issues. There's the back of the safety car. Look, he's definitely going to catch the back of that. So I think he's okay. He is okay indeed. The only thing, I don't think he'll be able to get to the end of the... In fact, I know he won't be able to get to the end of the race on the medium, so he will have to pit again, Uzo's. He's straight in the pits to serve the drive-through. Oh, he sped into the pit lane as well. And I'm not 100% sure it's going to serve it, you know. So I know I should be washing the cars, but I just want to see if he serves this, because... No, it's pitting him. Oh, goodness me, we're going to have an angry read. It's coming to serve the drive-through. It's pitted him instead. And he's picked up 5 seconds. He's really not gonna be happy, you know. Oh, goodness me. Has picks himself up 3 seconds. So I would obviously normally watch the cars on the restart, but I kind of knew. I felt in my gut that I sort of knew what was going to happen there, and so I felt like we had to watch that. Oh, cars get a bit close to each other. Go. Gooner onto the inside of Mamo. Nicely done between them. Sainty seeing if he can get through as well. And he does indeed. So Gooner into 4, Sainty into 5. There's all sorts going on. Severe collision, Damir, and fatal. Can't see any obvious damage to Damir's car or fatals. So hopefully they could just continue on those two. But now Reed in to serve his drive-through. I think it probably goes without saying that Reed clearly is going to want a safety car at some point. It's moving from the outside of James, takes the inside next, so moving up into P8. Freeman picks up 3 seconds. So penalty started to happen. There's so much going on at the moment. Racer J there getting ahead of James as well. Racer J on fresh mediums, so not a lot James is able to do about that. The mediums will be way superior. Saint... Oh, where am I? Don't know what I did there. Sorry, Sainty gets ahead of the Gooner into P4. So say Sainty will need to stop yet, as will the other drivers in the top 4. Fatal picks up 5 seconds, speeding into the pit lane. I couldn't see any obvious damage on Fatal's car, but I assume then that he must have done. Whoopi, who such a good position earlier on, he elected to pit first out of the 2 Aston Martins, which has effectively cost him the lead of this race. Now This is what happens when you're having to make your way through a field and you start getting into the sort of top 10. As Freeman leaves the session, just a second, and I'll look to invite him back in. You know, you sort of reach the top 10, you suddenly start coming up against drivers that are very quick drivers in their own right. So, oh, sorry, not party. Don't join the party, Freeman. You know, you come up against drivers that are very fast in their own right, and it becomes extremely difficult to get past them. Ooh. And then ends up a bit sideways. Mamo just quietly going about his business at the moment. 2P6 as it stands. Having a nice little race. Reed setting fastest lap. No real surprise down at the back. Complete open air. Fresh soft tyres on the car. And obviously one of the fastest drivers in the league as well. Just looking where to go next. I think this would probably be a good shout. James and James, in fact. James Adams catching on to the back of James. Who's going to be King James today? At the moment, it's James, oh my god, 94. So, McLaren James will be seeing the red flashing light that appeared on the back of Hash James' car. Careful, guys. So, yeah. So clean overtake and nicely done from James Adams. And into P10. McLaren now running P8 and P10, which, when you consider where they were not so long ago in this race, is pretty impressive. Right now, I honestly could not. If you asked me to take a guess at who I'd be talking to after this race for the podium interviews, I honestly don't know. I really don't. It's set to yellow. Set to 1 yellow. That's Fatal Defiance. He's back on track. He's just got to be careful. He's got the leaders getting close to him now. Doesn't want to fall a lap down, because if there's a safety car, of course, he wants to get back onto the back of the field. Now, if anything, Fatal's problem is going to be, it's not so much the guys immediately coming up to him, because at some point they're going to have to pit off of the hards. The Gooner in P4 is a problem, because the Gooner won't be taking another pit stop. So, Moomin and Racer J have a little battle. Racer J currently in a McLaren sandwich. Yeah, to call a third podium sitter for today, though, I have to say, it's really difficult. But if anything, I would say Gaza is looking great for it right now. Maybe P12 at the moment, but he's going to the end of the race. Everybody in front of him, apart from the two Astons, will have to pit again. So, and he's not that far behind the top guys. So, I've not even mentioned the fact that Whale is currently leading the race. Have I? My apologies, Whale. Whale leading the race at the moment from Taylor. He's having a superb race as well. Sainty at the moment catching on to the back of Taylor. Sainty's always going to be potential podium sitter, even at this point, when we know he's going to have to pit again. Well, not pit again, but just pit. We know he's got the pace to come back at these guys who have already made their stops, so it's definitely going to be a danger for a podium still, I think, Sainty. And Fatal Defiance. I've got a feeling Fatal may have some damage on that car. We know he was involved in some sort of severe collision with Sokolovic, I think it was. There's a Red Bull struggling as well. What's going on there? That's Racing J, in fact. So Racing J... Oh, he's lost his front wing. I'm actually a little surprised that didn't result in a safety car, with Fatal Defiance off in one place, Racing J crashing and losing his front wing in another place. That can often turn into a safety car situation. And some of the hard guys are starting to come in then. We've got Mamo, Junkie Emperor and Taylor are all in. That promotes the Aston Martins now into P3 and P4. Only a second and a half between them. I'll be honest, for me, I don't think the Aston Martins have got anything really to worry about here, unless there's another safety car. I think they just need to keep their heads down. I wouldn't start battling each other. Just be happy if just be happy to take the positions in the order they are. Unless Whoopi suddenly looks massively quicker than Dagooner, then maybe swap them about. But otherwise, for me, otherwise, just keep them as they are. But yeah, for me, if they just keep their head down, get to the end, they should have a 1-2 tonight, Aston Martin. And Gaza should be on for the third place spot, but he's going to be a bit more vulnerable to people chasing him down. This is Whale then pitting from the lead. James is also in, James. And where does Whale come out then? He's on the left-hand side in P9, so that's not too bad, is it? P9. Let's get some heat into the tyres, but we'll have an idea in a minute of what the gap between him and Gazar is. It's about 12 seconds. Roughly about 12 seconds. Oozer's in P8. Lovely. Shame he will need to pit again though. Oh, but we've got a retirement. Racing J. It's in the pits. Why? Oh, I know he lost his wing, but was he retired in the pits? I can't remember if we give penalties for retirements in the pits. I think Racing J, if you're listening, I don't think you do normally, but if you are listening, you do need to take some sort of picture of the damage. So these two then, Whale and Taylor, they were P1, P2, both stopped now. So Taylor stopped a lap earlier and has been able to catch right to the back of the Whale with his tyres heated up. Bit of an undercut sort of scenario. Meanwhile, I think we find Sainty out the front is going to push this set of hards as long as he can. And hope for a safety car, I'd imagine. He'd have been hoping when it came up, Racing J had retired from the session. He'd have been hoping beyond hope that was the safety car, but I think that's what he's going to do, and I suspect Moomin's probably doing the same. And they may well switch to softs at the end. I thought that was going to turn into a really good little battle there, but it seems to have fizzled out. Quite honestly, we're actually a little bit starved of a battle at the moment. So, Moomin It's pretty close to the back of Whoopi, but of course Moomin's going to have to come into the pits at some point. McLaren's now in P4 and P5, but both will have to pit. There's Whale with his beautiful new fresh medium tyres, sets fastest lap of the race. In fact, we've got to go down to this one because this is Whale and Oozers. Who'd have thunk it? Look what he did to him, Whale. He made Oozers run off a little bit wide. That's definitely a penalty for Whale. Automatic penalty for Whale for overtaking Oozers. Dorian takes his pit stop. He's back out on the fresh mediums. Reed, fastest lap of the race. Sainty has decided it's time. Given up on the idea of a safety car. And he's decided it's time. He's a little bit too early for softs. He is going to softs. Seem a couple of laps too early, really, to be going to softs. But he's going for it. Obviously, Gaza is the man, technically, that he's fighting for a podium. But, of course, tonight, they are teammates. Now, the thing is, Sainty's a reserve, so he technically doesn't have a teammate. But his teammate for this evening is Gaza. As James Adams gets past his teammate Moomin, who's probably, I would imagine, on his in-lap. He may go one more. As I say, Sainty is going to ask a lot of those soft tyres to do 11 laps. So, I'm sure don't get me wrong, I'm sure you'll probably do it, but I can't imagine they're going to feel very nice at the end. So we've got yellow flag. I think that's Fatal Defiance moving out the way. Oh no, I don't think it is actually. I think it's Mamo. Yeah, he's going again, but it was Mamo. Just had a little moment out of the right-hander. And I think Fatal's done the same. Waiting for the Alpha Tauri. And now he's spinning it round. So, let's go down to Sainty. Full move to go to Sauce, 11 laps from the end, but they're definitely going to struggle to get there, I think. But obviously, what he has done though is given himself the most amount of laps he possibly could to try and get back through the field and back onto that podium. I don't think the Aston Martins are under any real threat here. I think that's Fatal Defiance, that yellow flag. Goes basic overtake with DRS. James Adams in the McLaren, by the way, has pitted, so he's going to soft tyres to the end of this race. And Moomin continues on his hards, but surely it'd be the end of this lap for him. Sainty into P7 then. Next up the road for him is our boss man, Whale. James picks himself up 3 seconds. Oh, what an interesting podium we're looking at having. As it stands right now. So, yeah, movement is in. You can just see him on the right hand side there in the pits. But here comes Whale making a move here on Baz. Who actually rather under the oh dearie me. Oh, they just seem to be moving around a little bit then, and yeah, rather under the radar, but Baz having a superb race. Senti goes to the inside of Whale. Plenty of room left, and Whale gets the better exit. Senti on this corner. Fair. Got through safely, and it's a nice bit of battling from the two of them. But I think ultimately Well needs to think about his own race here. He's got a penalty in a way. There's not a huge amount of point in actually taking that battle on. So again, for Whale here actually today, it's a huge opportunity for Whale. So he just needs to maximise his result as best he can. He's moving past Oozers. Another one who's having a great race, Oozers. So I'm expecting him to have to pit again. Surely he can't get there. He's already done 15 laps on those mediums. That's got to be like the end of their stint, hasn't it? So 16 laps, in fact. So Moomin gets past Junkie. And now he's got to go in hunt with his teammate for the evening, James Adams. Senti then, having gotten past Well, the next man up the road is Gaza, his teammate. But Gaza has a penalty, so Senti ultimately doesn't need to get past his teammate. Just needs to get close enough to him to nick the podium on the penalty count back. As I say, remember, I keep saying teammate, but ultimately Senti is a reserve, so he doesn't really have a teammate. As such, he's just got a teammate for the night. Dial a teammate. Mamo and Oozer's having a little battle. Mamo gets out of shape there. So, Oozer's looking determined to get those medium tyres to the end of the race. They must be absolutely crying at him. Can't be enjoying it. It's a medium size. I'd love to know what percent. If he does try and go to the end of the race and he makes it, I'd love to know what percent he's on. It's James. Well, the two Haas drivers looked like that was one letting the other through there. Yellow flag. Is it fatal or he's into the pits? And he's gone such a long time without retiring. I kind of hope he doesn't now. Done a lot of laps on those softs, so I guess he's always going to need to pit. Hopefully he's got another set of softs so he can have a go at the fastest lap. Hopefully he doesn't retire, because he's done a lot of laps. He's stayed out there for a long time going through this, so may as well keep going now. Fortunately, guys, for us watching, in terms of battles, there's not an awful lot going on right now. Two Haas pretty close to each other. Senti is catching Gaza. I mean, Gaza could move out the way and let Senti go after Whoopi, but it's a 10-second gap. And I don't want to look at the penalties, but I'm 99% sure that Whoopi's only got 3 seconds, so if you look at that, it's a 7.5 second gap with Sainty's softs very much starting to deteriorate now, so it's not really where they are in a way. But yeah, I guess, I mean, Gaz has got a penalty, so I guess ultimately he may as well let Sainty through and just say, well, look, you may as well go and have a go and see if you can grab an extra point or two for the team. I really need to let him through because this straight he's going to go through in a way. But, yeah, it's always a strange situation though, isn't it? Like, you know, with Sainty being a reserve, Gaza probably doesn't quite know what Sainty's going to do because he doesn't, you know, Gaza probably doesn't know, you know, does he want to act as a teammate? You know, guessing. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't know. He's just guessing. So he's decided just to. I guess ultimately, actually, he's not really battled Sainty. He's just said, "Well, look, you're going to go through on the straight in a way, so I'm not going to get out of the way as such and cost myself time, but you'll just go through on the straight with a DRS in a way." A bit further down. Identical situation here. The only difference is that James Adams is the reserve, so it's the reserve in front with the full-time driver behind. Now, bear in mind that these reserves are waiting for full-time seats, so as soon as one becomes available, they're obviously in the list in the order that they joined, but yeah, as soon as one becomes available, they will be offered that seat. And obviously they'll carry whatever points they've scored as a reserve into the championship. So, moving then, James over to the right, that's to brake toe really, but with DRS the move's going to be done. And there it is. So, moving up into P8, 5 seconds to make up to Baz. We're lap 31 now, so there's a yellow flag. It's a Haas. It's James. He's had a moment. He's recovered it now, and he's only lost to one position to Mamo. He's just got to be a little bit careful. He's got Oozers just lurking over 3 seconds behind. I think actually James has got multiple penalties. In fact, it's lap 31 of 33 now. Let's take a look at the penalties. So yeah, James has got 6 seconds. So if Oozers can hold it within those 6 seconds, he will gain that place. But Oozers, of course, on incredibly worn medium tyres. F1 awarding driver of the day for getting medium tyres to the end if he does. It's a hard choice today, driver of the day. If he was penalty free, I'd probably go with Gaza, but Gaza has dropped behind Whale. Whale's caught him and overtaken him. Oh, but Whale makes a mistake and goes wide. But the mistake of going wide actually gives him a sort of switchback. And he takes the place back. And oh, Fatal Defiance eventually does retire. He's done that in the pits. I don't get that. What? He's been Fatal. I don't understand that. You've been running around doing goodness knows how many laps. A lap down. So why not just retire on lap 32? I guess I don't know. I don't. I actually don't know if we classify or not. I should probably know that as an admin, but there we go. Right, looks like Wells going to manage to hold off Gaza here. Fatal's car had actually come back onto the track, but has now disappeared. Yeah, Well's done well. See, as I say, guys, I don't award driver of the day to anyone who has a penalty, so I I've got multiples actually. I mean, Saintsy's definitely up for a shout. Daguna, who's looking like being our race winner as it stands. In fact, let's watch him for the final lap and see him across the line. It's I think Daguna's got to be right in the mix. Taylor in P6, I think he's got to be in the mix as well. Let's go to the positions. Changes. Baz look up 12, but he's got a penalty. Newman James on Davey P9, really good. Junkies just had a spin at the end of the sprint, didn't he? But he's got one. Mamo on debut P11. Oozers, I think, has been absolutely fantastic. And across the line then, Daguna wins. Whoopi completes a 1-2 for Aston Martin. Sainty with a superb comeback, up 17 places from the back to finish P3. Whale P4, Taylor P5, Gaza in 6. Baz P7, but Moomin gets him on penalties, so does James Adams. So the two McLarens, Moomin 7, James Adams 8. Baz drops to P9 on the penalties then, but still very, very good, up 10 places. Junkie Emperor P10, Mamo P11, James OMG P12. Oozers crosses the line, he gets those mediums to the end. What a stint that is from Oozers. 23 laps on medium tyres. I honestly didn't think they could do that. That's fair play to you, Oozers. That is one hell of a stint. Can I give driver of the day to someone who's finished P13? Reed finishes P14 on the penalty count back. Damir Soklovic P15. Freeman P16. Dorian will come across and finish us off in P17. I'll get the boys in for an interview in a minute, but what a result for Aston Martin. Massive 1-2. Game Awards driver of the day to Sainty. I know technically he's up 17 places, but you know, he had to make up 17 places because he crashed in a sprint. So, you know, if you look at it in that sense, I really want to give it to Oozers. I'm not going to lie. I think I am going to give it to Oozers, and then everybody else can. There's two driver of the days, by the way. So as comms, I pick a driver of the day. They get a bonus point, and then the drivers pick their own driver of the day. But they can't pick the same one as me, and they will also get a bonus point. So I am going to pick Oozers as my driver of the day for somehow getting those medium tyres to the end. He's penalty free, and just generally done really, really well. So awesome drive today, Oozers. Fastest lap, by the way, went to Sainty as well, 1:19.1. Let me just invite these guys to the party. Hopefully we got a better connection than we did with Baz. I'm not 100% sure we will. Oh, I can see the race direct, so that's unusual. Just quickly scroll through these in case the stewards need them. So just so we got them then, so this is the sprint results. Just quickly go through them. And this is the race results, so just quickly scroll through them. There we go. So, Wells got absolutely everything. There we are. Wow, so... Well, the Gooner's joined. Oh, there's Whoopi. Sainty, come on, Sainty. Come on, Sainty. Oh, hang on. Party chat disconnected. Why's it done that? Oh. Oh, can you believe it? I've got an error going on with my party. Hang on a second. Let's try it again. No, I'm stuck. It's crashed. That's why. That's what's going on. Uh, it's my I've got a feeling it's my Xbox. Whatever. Oh, hang on. It's just moved on now. Who am I doing? So Dagoon. Where's Dagooner? It's not even on the list of people online. Right. Let's try this again. Dagooner. Invite in. Whoopi. Invite in. There's Saintly's disappeared, so let me see if he's in my friends list. Apparently he's playing PGA Tour already. It's doing well there. Right then. Okay guys, can you hear me? Excellent. Dagooner? Dagooner?
Yeah, I can hear.
Hey, there he is. Look at that. Have you both included your audio?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Doesn't look like Sainty's going to join. He's straight onto PGA Tour, so clearly got a golf game he's got to go to. Let's just speak to you guys then, which is perfectly nice thing to do because what a result. 1-2. Just perfect, really. I mean, you opted a bit outside the box to start softs around here. Turned out to be a great shout. Obviously, Whoopi could have worked out a bit better for you with the safety car coming straight after you pitted. So not perfect there, but ultimately for the team, what a result. Talk us through it, guys. Just talk away. I won't do one in order.
Well,
just carry on.
and then before the feature restarted, me and Daguna were messaging each other on Discord actually about the strategies. He said he was going to start the softs. I was debating it, so we both decided to get onto the softs. Since I was starting pole, I was going to just try and pull away, and with Daguna starting P4, he was going to try and get ahead of I think it was Whale and Racing J.
Racing J, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got ahead of both of them, and we just started. I just pulled them along with the DRS, and it just built our gap, and it seemed to work.
I'm
Fair
lucky
enough,
with
yeah.
that safety car, though, wouldn't it? I mean, literally, if you'd waited
Yeah.
one more lap.
Yeah.
Just my luck.
Yeah, I think with both you being on softs, I think lap 7 and lap 8 was probably going to be the right laps to pit. It's just the way it came out.
Yeah, I mean,
But it was only for
I
the
think
lead.
if there
You
weren't
know,
a
it's cost
safety
you the
car
lead,
anyway,
but yeah,
I think if there weren't a safety car, I think we would have just got a massive undercut on them anyway, because we pitted so early onto the hards, and there was a lot of hard runners in front of us as well, wasn't there? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
but the timing of that safety car sucked because we was right up there, and then we could have had a little battle at the end, but
That's right. And ultimately, yeah, it'd have been interesting to see how it works out with no safety cars, but ultimately, I mean, you'd have been up there either way. I think you'd have both been on the podium still. So just whether it had been as first and second or not, but I think it probably would have been. But yeah, superb from you guys today, and obviously that's a massive points haul for Aston Martin.
yeah, especially after my qualifying as well. And I took a gamble on the slicks tonight, it just didn't work, and I started to sprint in like P14 or P13. Managed to finish at P4, so that was another good race there. So got good points tonight.
Yeah, excellent. Daguna for you, obviously, off the start, was you had a great little battle. I think it was Racing J that you ended up having the actual battle with. I think you got ahead of Well pretty quickly, and then battled with Racing J. It was all pretty tight, but you got yourself through. And then, like Whoopi said, it was just very much about pulling away then from the rest of the group and trying to get a decent gap before having to pit.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You know,
You're always looking beyond, aren't you? You're always watching that delta. As soon as that delta starts to drop just a little bit per corner, that's when you know you're coming in, don't you? But I think 8 laps is the maximum for the softs round here anyway, so...
Yeah, I say Saintly's just done 11 at the end, but obviously a lot less fuel and all that sort of thing. So,
yeah, he was flying at the end then, wasn't he?
Yeah, so, you know,
If there was another couple of laps, I was going to just drop back and get Whoopi back in the DRS because he had a penalty, but obviously there was not enough time for Saintly to catch anyway.
He was getting like a second and a half a lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice. I was just going to pull up a bit, but I noticed he was alright, so I just went.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
going on. Like
Yeah.
86% on the hards or something.
I was 79 because I was a lap later than you, wasn't I?
Are you
Yeah.
really? Because
Yeah, my left rear was on 79.
well, I've given a comms driver today to Oozers because he's done 23 laps on a set of mediums to get to the end of the race, which I didn't
Bloody
even
hell.
think was
That's
possible.
ridiculous.
So, yeah, he was penalty free. So
We didn't even do 23, did we?
I think you were about the
We did
same.
28, I think.
Yeah, you were about the same
I
as
think I
him.
did 28.
So, well,
Yeah, you pitted
33
end of lap
laps. You
7, the
pitted lap
safety car
7.
come lap
so,
8.
Yeah,
did 26
well
then.
done
Whoopi,
to
you
Oozers,
did
man, that's
26.
epic.
Daguna, you did 25. Yeah, and but yeah, 23 laps on medium tyres to get to the
Yeah,
end.
that deserves drive. That is epic.
So,
That
yeah,
deserves driver
he
of the
gets
day.
it for that.
That's insane.
Yeah, and then
Is he on wheel, is he, or pad?
Oozers. I don't know. I think he's
wheel,
on
isn't he?
wheel. I think he's on wheel. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's learning. He's like learning with assists off and stuff at the moment, and he's learning like no traction and stuff like that. So, yeah, to not pick up a penalty and do that on mediums as well.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I
Deserved.
can't remember where he actually finished. I think it was 12th or something like that. But yeah, he did really well. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Well. He had a good race. Gaza as well over the whole thing. If I was picking my driver of the day, ignoring penalties and over the whole thing, considering he had a quali ban, recovered to 6th in the sprint race, picking up 3 points from the back, was brilliant. And he's had a great race as well. So, yeah, some shout outs there. But yeah, all in all, it's an Aston Martin. It's a green day. It's a green day at Portimao. And
Getting us back in the Constructors' Championship.
yeah,
I know that might
definitely.
actually move us up to, I think, third.
Yeah,
We're
Which is
quite
looking at-
far back, aren't we?
oh,
We're literally 10 points behind P3. We're
right.
in P6, so that might jump us
yeah.
up quite a bit.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah,
will.
the Alpines had a shockers day as well, so we're going to be right up there now. Nice.
Yeah, because I had a look at the constructors with Baz before, and it is actually really tight. Apart from the leaders, so Alpine or whatever, who are absolutely flying. P2 right the way down to like P9 is really close. So yeah, it's a result like that's going to be a massive boost for you. So yeah, fair play.
Definitely.
That's all we needed.
Absolutely buzzing.
Right, just having a quick look in the Discord. See where we are next week. So yeah, race calendar.
Good tracks coming up, I think.
Right, we just had a break. Then we've done Portugal. Right. So we're at the Hungaroring next week. So
Nice.
That's going to be good.
do you
I
guys
like Hungary, yeah. Good track for
You
me.
like it, are you? Yeah, and you will be.
Yeah, the next
Yeah, I love Hungary. One of my best
Excellent.
tracks, probably.
the next 6 tracks are all really good for me.
Really, Hungary, Jeddah,
Which sounds
China,
good, yeah. Hungary,
uh,
Jeddah, China, Britain, France, Singapore.
Britain, another sprint race, France, Singapore. Yeah, nice,
Yeah, so
excellent. So
get a good little run going, hopefully.
yeah, well, if you both like the Hungaroring, I shall expect another 1-2 next time out then, whether Carsey's back or not. I still expect it.
Not
How the
Carsey's here.
Carsey's there, I've done it.
No, he's listening. Don't let him know you're thinking that. Right. Okay, guys. Well, thanks very much for coming out with a quick chat. Congratulations on your result. And don't drink too much. Yeah, sod it. Actually, yeah, drink loads of champagne. Sod it. Drink way too much. I love life. And yeah, there we go. Anyway, thank you very much to everybody who's watched along live with me. I know there's lots of you out there. I do apologise about the stream a little bit. It's obviously been a bit wobbly tonight, which I said it might be because of the terrible weather we got here where I live. But we've got through it. Only the one disconnecting qualifying, so that wasn't too bad. And yeah, there we go. So thanks to everybody that's watched along with me. Thanks to everybody who watched the stream back. I really appreciate it, guys. We'll be back again next week for the Hungaroring at 8 o'clock. For myself, I'm off streaming now for 2 days because I've got races myself, and then I'll be back on Friday at 8:30 for PRF1. So I shall see you then. Good night, God bless, have a good rest of the week, guys.